Have you ever noticed small changes in someone you love over the past year? Things that feel off, but not alarming enough to name out loud? Maybe it's a quieter presence, a slower walk, a subtle loss of spark that's easy to explain away as just getting older. Most of us believe that death in old age arrives suddenly, but in reality, the body often whispers long before it ever speaks out loud. Months, sometimes even a full year, before life reaches its final chapter, the body begins sending quiet signals. And the truth is, we often miss them, not because we don't care, but because they seem too small to matter. By the time we recognize what's really happening, we're already wishing we had more time to prepare. In this video, we'll talk about 5 subtle signs that frequently appear about a year before an elderly person passes away, signs that are often brushed off as normal aging. At first, these changes may seem insignificant, but understanding them can give you something incredibly valuable: clarity, compassion, and the chance to make the most of the time you still have. Why does this matter? Because recognizing these signs early can help you provide better care, create deeper memories, and ensure your loved one's final season of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. If you stay with me until the end, you'll learn how to navigate these changes, not with fear, but with understanding. Not caught off guard, but emotionally prepared, empowered to show up fully when it matters most. This knowledge doesn't take the pain away, but it can bring peace of mind, and help you offer love when your family member is at their most vulnerable. So stay with us, because understanding these signs isn't just about awareness, it's about making the remaining moments as meaningful and beautiful as possible. And before we begin, if this topic speaks to you, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support truly means a lot. Now, let's begin. Sign number 1. Significant, unintentional weight loss. One of the earliest, and most undeniable, signs that someone may be entering the final chapter of life is unintentional weight loss. At first, it's easy to overlook. A belt needs tightening, clothes hang a little looser, portions get smaller without much thought. We tell ourselves, it's just part of aging. And sometimes, that's true. But when weight loss happens without any effort, without dieting or intentional change, it's rarely meaningless. This isn't just about appearance. It's the body sending a message. Something deeper is shifting. As the body ages, it may no longer absorb nutrients sufficiently. Muscle mass begins to fade, not gradually, but noticeably, and vital systems start to slow down in ways that affect strength, balance, and resilience. Yes, aging naturally involves some muscle loss, but when that process accelerates, it's often a sign the body is struggling to maintain itself. Muscle wasting doesn't just weaken the body, it quietly takes away independence. Movement becomes harder, falls become more likely, and perhaps most concerning, the immune system weakens, leaving the body more vulnerable to illness and infection. Appetite plays a major role here too. Many older adults simply don't feel hunger the way they once did. Taste dulls, food loses its joy, meals become something to get through, rather than something to enjoy. Without realizing it, they begin eating less, skipping meals, choosing smaller portions, not out of intention, but out of quiet disinterest. And over time, the body pays the price. If you've noticed this kind of weight loss in someone you love, it's not something to ignore or panic over. But it is something to gently pay attention to. Because sometimes, the body speaks softly, and it's up to us to listen. Sometimes, it's not just a loss of appetite. It's a quiet loss of concern. This isn't a passing phase. It's a physiological shift, one that happens when the body begins to recognize that its energy reserves are running low. As this happens, the signals that tell the brain to eat grow softer and less frequent. Hunger fades, motivation fades. What follows is a steady loss of energy, strength, and overall resilience, one that encouragement alone can't reverse. Beneath the surface, there are often medical conditions quietly at work. Diseases like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease can progress silently for months. Even depression or cognitive decline can reduce the desire or ability to eat, creating a cycle of continued weight loss. These conditions don't just affect the body, they slowly cloud the mind, bringing confusion, withdrawal, and quiet despair. At this stage, the body is no longer able to sustain itself the way it once did. Many families respond with love, urging their loved ones to eat more, preparing favorite meals, offering protein shakes. These efforts come from the heart, but if the weight continues to drop despite all of this, it's important to understand something deeper. This is no longer just about food. It's the body preparing for a deeper transition, one that cannot be forced or fixed. Instead of pushing larger meals, the focus gently shifts toward comfort, toward soft, easy-to-eat foods, toward hydration, toward moments of warmth, calm, and reassurance. If you're seeing significant weight loss in someone you love, along with weakness, low energy, or reduced activity, it's time to pause and truly listen. This isn't about appearance, it's the body sending a profound message, and understanding that message, with empathy instead of fear, allows you to walk this difficult path with clarity. To cherish what remains, to be fully present, not out of panic. Sign number 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. One of the most heartbreaking signs in the year leading up to the end of life is overwhelming, unrelenting fatigue. This isn't the kind of tiredness that disappears after a good night's sleep. It's a deep exhaustion, one that feels rooted in the bones. Simple tasks suddenly feel monumental. Getting out of bed takes effort. Walking across the room feels like running a marathon. Things that once came naturally, cooking, dressing, even holding a conversation, now drain every remaining ounce of energy. This level of fatigue isn't just getting older, it's the body working tirelessly to conserve what little energy it has left. As organ function slows, the body begins to prioritize survival. The heart pumps less efficiently, circulation weakens, muscles receive less oxygen. At the same time, metabolism shifts into preservation mode. Energy is no longer used for movement or productivity, but redirected to keeping vital organs functioning. This is why many elderly individuals in decline sleep more. They nap throughout the day. They struggle to stay awake for long periods. It's as if the body has quietly decided that its final reserves of energy must be protected. But the emotional impact of this fatigue can be just as painful. Seniors who once valued independence may feel frustrated, or even ashamed, by their limitations. They withdraw from conversations. They stop engaging in hobbies, not because they've lost interest, but because their bodies can no longer support the things they love. This withdrawal often leads to isolation, and isolation, as we know, accelerates decline. Watching someone you love slowly fade from active and engaged to exhausted and withdrawn is deeply painful. And if you're still here with me, taking in these lessons, it means you care. It means you're trying to understand, and that matters more than you may realize. Watching this kind of exhaustion in someone you love is gut-wrenching. As a family member, you may feel helpless, unsure how to help, or how to fill the silence that now lingers in the room. It's easy to misinterpret what's happening, to think they're being lazy, to believe they just need to push a little harder. But the truth is, pushing won't help. The body is speaking, and at this stage, it's asking to be heard, not challenged. What matters most now is acknowledging their limits, giving them permission to rest, allowing stillness to become a place of comfort rather than guilt. No amount of activity will change the course of what's unfolding, but how we respond to it can change everything. Instead of focusing on what they can't do anymore, shift your attention to what still remains. Quiet conversations, holding a hand, moments of calm, warmth, and presence. In the end, it's not about productivity or strength. It's about how they feel. They feel safe, they feel understood, they feel loved, because when everything else fades, the love we give, and the care we show, is what leaves the deepest mark. Sign number 3. Increased cognitive confusion and emotional withdrawal. As life approaches its final stages, the mind can undergo some of the most heartbreaking changes. It often feels as though the person you've known for so long, their sharpness, their wit, their presence, begins to slowly drift away. This isn't just ordinary forgetfulness. It's something deeper, more unsettling. Someone who once remembered every detail may now struggle with names, faces, or events from just yesterday. Thoughts that were once clear can start to feel tangled and fragmented. For those witnessing this change, it brings a quiet kind of grief. Imagine watching someone full of life and memory slowly lose their ability to connect to the world that once defined them. Conversations become harder to follow. Familiar places suddenly feel confusing, or even frightening. They may get lost in rooms they once knew by heart. Moments of clarity may appear briefly, only to fade just as quickly. It can feel like their mind is slipping in and out of time, leaving both them and their loved ones feeling helpless. Perhaps the most painful part is the emotional withdrawal. Someone who once lit up a room may now retreat inward. They grow quieter, more distant, not because they don't care, but because their mind can no longer process emotions and connection the way it once did. Social interactions become exhausting, conversation feels overwhelming, even familiar faces may feel like too much to manage. They may sit silently, gazing out a window, lost in thought. That quiet isn't rejection, it's the mind struggling to keep up. And this is what makes it so hard. They are still the same person, just one whose mind and emotions can no longer move at the same pace as their body. Watching someone you love drift away mentally can feel like the slowest kind of loss. They're still physically present, yet pieces of them seem to disappear little by little. For families, the emotional toll is immense. Helplessness, frustration, a grief that arrives long before goodbye. But it's important to remember this truth. It's not that your loved one doesn't want to engage. It's that their mind and their body are gently letting go. And in this space, what matters most isn't correction or explanation, but patience, reassurance, and love. Because even when words fade and memories blur, the feeling of being cared for often remains. They aren't being difficult, they aren't refusing to cooperate. They're fighting a battle that's hard to see and even harder to understand. In moments like these, the most loving thing you can do is meet them where they are. Approach with patience, with gentleness. Don't try to pull them back into conversations they can no longer follow. Don't expect responses that feel familiar. Instead, let your presence do the work. Speak softly, offer reassurance, sit beside them without demanding anything in return. Even in silence, they can still feel your love. These changes aren't failures of will or effort. They are part of the body and mind's natural preparation for the final transition. Cherish the quiet moments. Create an environment that feels safe and peaceful. Because even when words fade, presence speaks volumes. And while memory may disappear, love remains. In the end, love transcends clarity. It outlasts cognition, and what you offer now, without words, will still be felt deeply. Sign number 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. As the body approaches its final stage, it becomes vulnerable to even the smallest challenges. Things that once seemed minor, a cough, a fever, a small wound, begin to linger. Or return again and again. You may notice that someone who rarely got sick is now constantly battling infection. A simple sore refuses to heal. An illness that should pass in days stretches into weeks. This isn't bad luck, it's the body's defenses growing weaker. The immune system, once fast and effective, can no longer respond with the same strength. Infections like pneumonia or urinary tract infections become more common. Healing slows to a crawl. For families, this can be incredibly frustrating. You may find yourself asking, why won't they get better? The answer is painful, but simple. The body is no longer built to fight the way it once did. Even treatments that used to work, antibiotics, medication, may seem less effective. It can feel like the endless cycle of illness and recovery may never truly resolve. What makes this even harder is that infections in the elderly don't always look the way you expect. There may be no fever, no obvious warning. Instead, the signs are subtle, more confusion, less appetite, a lingering experience. And because these signs are easy to miss, families often realize something is wrong too late. At this stage, it's natural to want to cure, to hope the next treatment will finally fix everything. But sometimes, the greatest care doesn't come from curing, it comes from comfort. Focus gently shifts toward hydration, toward rest, toward gentle, attentive care. What matters most now isn't fighting every infection, but making sure your loved one feels safe, loved, and not alone. A hand held quietly, a soft voice, the reassurance of presence. In the end, it's not the illnesses that define their journey. It's the love they receive along the way. Sign number 5. Major changes in breathing and circulation. As the body moves closer to its final moments, one of the most unmistakable signs is a change in breathing and circulation. These changes often begin quietly, almost unnoticed. Breathing may become shallow, slower, interrupted by pauses that feel heavy with meaning. At times, breaths may seem labored or irregular, quick and shallow one moment, slow and deep the next. For those watching, each pause can feel unbearable, a reminder that life itself is slowing down. One pattern that may appear as a rhythmic cycle of breathing, deep, rapid breaths followed by long moments of stillness. While unsettling to witness, this is a natural response as the body transitions into its final phase. Over time, these cycles may grow longer, more pronounced. Alongside this, circulation weakens. Hands and feet become cold. The skin may turn pale or bluish, especially around the fingers and toes. The warmth that once flowed easily through the body now retreats inward, as energy is preserved for what remains most essential. These signs are not signs of suffering. They are signs of letting go. And while they are difficult to witness, they are part of a natural process, one that calls not for fear, but for presence. As we come to the end of this video, I invite you to pause for just a moment. Think about the 5 signs we've talked about today. Which one touched you the most? Which one made you think of someone you love? Understanding these changes isn't about fear. It's about awareness. It's about learning how to love better, especially when time becomes fragile. If this video helped you see things more clearly, or gave you a sense of peace, then it has done its job. And if you know someone who might be walking this journey right now, a family member, a friend, or even yourself, please consider sharing this video with them. Sometimes, the right words at the right time can make all the difference. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Here, we talk openly about aging, caregiving, and the quiet moments that truly matter, with compassion, wisdom, and respect for life's natural rhythm. Your support helps this space continue to grow, and it helps these conversations reach those who need them most. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What stood out to you today? What will you carry forward in the way you care for others? Leave a comment below. Your story may help someone else feel less alone. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and the ones you love, and I'll